It's April of 2017. The Nintendo Switch is out, LeBron and Kyrie are still on the Cavs, and of course, Attack on Titan Season 2 begins. After a 4-year wait, and boy, did it deliver. The animation, the story, the new plot elements, the plot twist, everything about it was just so good. But it was only 12 episodes. Yes, the season we waited 4 years for was only 12 episodes, which I believe was due to money and staff issues, which I completely understand. But man, the way season 2 ended, along with it only being 12 episodes, made me crave more. Especially knowing that there were titans in the walls, more to the character known as Historia, or Krista as she was known as beforehand, the possibility of humans being titans, and knowing that the Beast Titan was still waiting out there. When the season ended, it was very tempting to read the manga. The urge was so strong, man, like me wanting to know what was in the basement and wanting to know the Beast Titan's identity, amongst other things, made it very tempting. It made it very hard to remain patient for season 3, which was to come out the following year, 2018. But of course, I couldn't take it anymore, and I ended up reading the manga right where season 2 left off. I started by powering through the Uprising arc, which had its flaws, but I believe it was still pretty good. It gave a lot of needed insight into what happened behind the walls with the Shadow Government and Historia's backstory, and a little more information about Eren's father. And I believe the anime made the Uprising arc a lot more digestible and entertaining compared to its manga counterpart, but that's neither here or there. After the scouts beat the giant Rodriguez Titan and Levi receives the Titan Serum from Kenny, we then move on to the Return to Shiganshina arc. Erwin and the scouts were now ready to make an expedition towards Shiganshina, where Eren's house and subsequently the basement is located, so they can finally uncover the truth of the world they live in. The build up towards this moment in the series was palpable. Everybody and their grandmother wanted to know what was in the basement. It's been hyped up since season 1 and the earliest chapters of the series, and now I was so close to finding out what was down there. The scouts arrive at Shiganshina. They notice something is off. There are no titans in the vicinity, even though they are deep in titan territory, and they also don't see any of their enemies. Armin notices some ash from a campfire, a sign that the enemy is nearby. Meanwhile, Eren seals up the outer wall, completing phase 1 of the plan. Armin then relays his findings to Erwin and the other scouts, also noting that the pot used to heat up the drink from the campfire was cold, meaning the enemy knew the scouts were on their way and prepared for them in advance. Also, Armin noted that there were 3 cups instead of 2, which meant aside from Bertolt and Reiner, there was one more enemy. We know that to be the Beast Titan, Zeke. And the warriors knew they were coming because of Pike, the Carbon Titan, as she was doing some recon. So boom, we know that Armin comes up with a plan to search for the warriors in the walls. Reiner shows up, transforms. Beast Titan shows up, transforms a bunch of humans into titans, throws a rock at the wall, forcing those inside the wall to face Reiner and later on Bertolt, and also blocking the scouts outside the wall from escaping and helping those within the walls. This recap I just gave, I feel, was necessary for me to talk about the moment in Attack on Titan that impacted me the most. Let's move forward. So with the Beast Titan throwing a boulder at the hole in the inner wall, that leads Levi, Erwin, a couple of veterans, and a bunch of rookies separated from the rest of the scouts, and let's just say they are getting picked apart. I mean, man, it's not even fair. Like I said, the scout regiment is filled with rookies, lots of recruits from the military police, people that never killed or encountered a titan in a combat situation before. Best believe they were getting picked off by the titans themselves. But when the Beast Titan started throwing rocks at the scouts, man, oh man, they were fucked. It was over. Trolling and shit like it was baseball or something. And the Beast Titan was surrounded by a bunch of titans next to him, to his left and to his right. It was a horrific scenario, and that's me putting it lightly. The panels of the scouts getting shredded from the sheer velocity of the boulders being flung at them was horrifying. I mean, it was visceral, man. You were seeing arms, pieces of heads, chunks of just random body parts just being flung about. I was shook when I first saw this part. I immediately felt a sense of complete hopelessness. It seemed like there was nothing the scouts could do. I mean, really, what can you do? And coupled with the fact that we were getting updates on what was happening on the other side and how it was going over there, both sides seemed like they were in a tight situation. I mean, this shit was having both Erwin and Levi shook, watching their comrades just get picked apart in a gruesome fashion. Everything's in shambles. The scouts and the horses are frightened. Levi walks up to Erwin and asks him about the current situation. Erwin goes on to say that they've taken heavy casualties from the Beast Titans' attacks. The veteran scouts who were fending off the Titans were wiped out from the Beast Titans' rocks from earlier, which meant that all that was left were a bunch of new recruits and Levi and Erwin. Levi, seeing the futility in their efforts, suggests they regroup with Hanji's squad, have these survivors that are over there along with the new recruits that are with them to ride on horses and escape. And while they act as bait, Erwin could ride on top of Eren. Meanwhile, Levi would deal with the Beast Titan. But then Erwin brings up the fact that Levi wouldn't be able to even get close to the Beast Titan in the first place. Levi agrees, but then says if at least Eren and Eren made it back home, there would still be some sort of hope left for humanity. But immediately after saying that, Levi then says he's not expecting anyone to make it back home at this point. Eren rebuttals that by saying, if we don't have a way of fighting back. Levi asks Erwin if he has one, and Erwin proceeds to say yes. He then goes on to say that if this plan goes well, you may be able to defeat the Beast Titan, but only if we sacrifice the lives of all the recruits here, as well as mine. Erwin would die without ever knowing what's in the basement, without ever knowing the truth of the world he lives in, for it was what drove him all these years. Erwin has gambled and moved forward thanks to the sacrifices of his own comrades. And now, it is Erwin's turn to sacrifice his own life for the sake of humanity. Levi tells Erwin, give up on your dreams and die for us. Lead the new recruits straight into hell, and I'll take down the Beast Titan. While Erwin leads the recruits on a suicide charge towards the Beast Titan, Levi is supposed to use his vertical maneuvering gear to reach the Beast Titan using the Titans that are standing right next to him. This moment for me right here was insane. From Erwin's iconic speech to the recruits' final moments as they fear death, only to be met with waves of boulders and their bodies being torn apart while the Beast Titan mocks them. This part right here actually brought tears to my eyes when I first read it, considering that the other side of the wall wasn't doing too well on themselves, and now we're seeing the last of the Scout Regiment being wiped out, including their leader, Erwin, being taken out of commission. It was truly sad to see. I remember exactly how I felt when I was sitting down reading this part of the story. It seems the Beast Titan is victorious. However, he notices something. The Titans that were once standing tall next to him are now in the grass, slain. Then he sees a figure in the corner of his eye. Levi comes out of nowhere with blades in hand and a face full of rage. He was ready to take down the Beast Titan. This moment right here, oh my goodness. Remember when the YouTuber Etika used to get hyped over Smash Bros characters? Imagine me getting hyped to that level over black and white panels. That was me when Levi came out the cut, ready to kill him. This moment, the build up, everything leading up to it, and the payoff was perfect. The pure satisfaction I felt as Levi was carving up the Beast Titan, slashing through him, cutting off his arms, his fingers, his hands, his eyes, and when he eventually cuts his body out the nape, the feeling is almost indescribable what I felt. And this is why I gotta give credit to Hajime Isayama. Like I said, the payoff was perfect. The build up and the payoff was perfect, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. I mean, the motivation. Levi clearly cares about his comrades, and to see them all get wiped out before his very eyes, including his partner in arms, Erwin, to see his comrades get wiped out to that extent, all of them wiped out. You know, Levi put every ounce of emotion he had into slaying the Beast Titan. You gotta love the Return to Shinkan Shino arc, man. Every time I reread the manga or rewatch the anime, I always look forward to this arc. It's my favorite arc of the story because of moments like that. And so many series changing moments happens after this too. Like how they eventually go to the basement and find out the truth about the world they live in, and how Armin inherits the Colossal Titan from Bertolt, and they reveal that Eren is somehow related to the Beast Titan himself, with them being half brothers. Like, man, this part of the story was just so well written, really well done. Even the anime did a great job of adapting this moment from the manga, if you ask me. Attack on Titan's ending was very controversial to say the least, but I think you guys could all agree with me that Attack on Titan will always be remembered for its amazing journey. Say what you want about the ending, nothing can take away from moments like that. Straight up, let me know in the comment section how you guys felt when you first experienced that moment, and what you guys think about the Return to Shiganshina arc. Would love to have some nice conversation in the comment section about it. That's it for this video, guys. Stay safe and stay blessed out there. Peace.